Hey, my name is John and I'm working on a game in which you explore an online world to fight monsters, level up, collect gear and unlock new abilities. Online video game worlds were always incredibly fascinating to me. You would be dropped into a persistent living world where everyone plays together in real time. You walk through a forest or town and you can see other players there, exploring, chatting and hunting monsters together. So you start talking and playing together and maybe even make some friends. And when you defeat a difficult boss monster or explore a new area, it feels a lot more meaningful if you share that experience with other players. On my game development journey, I made all kinds of games and prototypes, but the fascination of online game worlds never left. And I knew that one day I want to create my own world with the best ideas from the games I loved and also mixing in some fresh ideas. And this video marks the start of documenting this journey. I've already been working quietly on the game for a while, but now it's time to start sharing my progress with you. So, when I started the project I had to make a decision about the graphical style. I was debating if I should go for 3D or 2D. Most of my projects in the past have been in 3D, but I knew that it was harder to control the exact look of the game because of light and shadows that impact the overall atmosphere and the way the assets look in the game. Also, 3D assets require a lot more time to make and I'm trying to create an entire online world here, so there will be a lot of assets needed. So that's why I decided to go with 2D and more specifically a pixel art style. I didn't have much experience with it when I was starting out, but I knew this project would be a perfect way to learn. I also just love the way pixel art looks like, and I can create the exact colors and cozy atmosphere that I'm going for, because the art in the game will look exactly like I draw it in the editor. So this is the current look of the game. You can control your character with WASD, and I made sure that the movement feels very fluid and snappy. When you press a button, your character immediately moves, so you always feel in control. And this is also already working online. Let me bring a friend to show you. This is Muffin. When Muffin walks to the right, you can also immediately see it on my screen. Then there are already some mushroom monsters I created. These monsters are passive, meaning they only attack if you attack them first. Every player starts with a basic attack that does a small amount of damage. When you attack a monster, you can see the amount of damage you do. Your and the enemy's health is represented by this little bar below them. Don't let your health bar go all the way down though, or you will be defeated. I'm still contemplating the consequences of defeat, but right now you just spawn back at the starting location. Once defeated, the monster drops some items. Let's see what we got here. A mushroom and some experience. When you pick up experience, it fills up the experience bar and moves you closer to the next level. And of course, once that bar is full, you level up. Other items are placed in your inventory. I created a small inventory a player starts with. You can move items around, and when you right click, you can see more details about the item. Some items like the mushroom we just found can be stacked up to 99 and only occupy one inventory slot. But special items like weapons or armor cannot be stacked, so each of them occupies one slot in the inventory. The plan is that you can expand this inventory by finding additional bags in the game. Maybe some monsters have a rare chance of dropping them, or you might receive them as a quest reward. The first 10 levels of your adventure are focused on learning the basics of the game and unlocking essential skills, which can be found in the skill tree. Every time you level up, you can unlock a new skill. You must unlock 2 skills in a row before the next row of skills becomes available. For example, there are skills like First Aid that recovers some of your health lost in battle, Grouping that allows you to invite other players to play together, or Critical Strikes that gives your attack a chance to do double damage. Then at level 10 you can unlock the skill Apprenticeship. What does that do, you might ask? Good question. When you unlock the skill, you can become an apprentice in one of the jobs found in this world. That is, if you pass the entrance test of the job's guildmaster. These jobs give you special abilities and define what kind of role you take in a group. You could, for example, become a gardener and collect seeds from around the world. You can then use them to grow plants that aid you in battle. Or maybe a job as a blacksmith suits you better. They specialize in mining ores and then forge them into weapons and armor. They can also repair and improve other players' equipment. Then there are the Monster Tamers, who can, like the name implies, tame almost any monster in the game. They need to feed it and take good care of it, and in return have a trustful ally in battle. Maybe you want to become a meteorologist, to study the weather and learn how to control it, to for example unleash a rain shower, a lightning strike, or a small dust devil on your enemies. Also, the Bard's Guild is accepting new members. They play magical songs they picked up during their travels through the world. These songs improve the power of their friends or demoralize their enemies. And lastly, the Cartomancers, that collect rare magical cards found from all over the world. In battle they can activate the cards to unleash all kinds of magical oddities. The cards are drawn at random from their deck though, so you better believe in the heart of the cards to get the right one at the right time. Becoming an apprentice in one of the jobs makes it really exciting to explore the world further, because you can always discover some new seeds, ores, monsters, weather phenomena, songs or magical cards wherever you go. I also came up with some music already. Let's listen to it together with some of the sound effects of the game. But before you start the game, you need to create your character. I made the character creation screen for this. Your character can be one of 4 different species. Let me introduce them to you. First are the Anura, frog-like creatures that inhabit the forests and swamps of this world. They hatch in ponds with only a small tail that allows them to maneuver in water. While growing up, they grow arms and legs and eventually drop their tail. It is said that when an Anura drops their tail, they become a mature member of Anura society. Struggling to defend the hatching ponds against strange creatures that have appeared recently, the Anura are seeking aid from other species to secure these vital waters. Next are the Vulpas, fox-like creatures that typically inhabit the mountainous areas, digging vast tunnel systems to hunt for ores, gemstones and other treasures. Their extensive digging eventually pierced the mountain's heart though, triggering a catastrophic eruption that transformed it into a lava-spewing volcano. This disaster destroyed much of the underground network and forced the Vulpas to abandon the mountains. But driven by their unyielding instinct to tunnel and extract the mountain's resources, the Vulpas now strive to reclaim their ruined tunnels while adapting to the harsh reality of living with an active volcano at the heart of their homeland. And third are the Hivekin, bee-like creatures not from this world. They were forced to flee the home planet due to its climate spiraling into chaos. On their journey to find a new home, the Hive ship crash-landed on this planet and the disaster claimed the life of their queen, leaving the Hive leaderless in this desperate time of need. Now stranded in this foreign environment, they must find adequate resources to birth a royal larva, raise a new queen and fill the power void left in the Hive. And lastly are the Aves, bird-like creatures that have a long history as a seafaring species. They mastered the oceans, earning their place as legendary sailors. They trace their lineage to a colossal winged creature said to have once ruled the skies and hunted the vast oceans below. Recently though, ships have vanished without a trace, failing to return to harbor while ominous silhouettes are spotted in the clouds. Mobilizing to uncover the truth, the Aves are torn between fears that these events are tied to the ancient predator of their legacy, or that there is an entirely new, unknown threat looming on the horizon. Maybe I got into this a bit too much. Anyway, as you can see, they all have a distinct background story that describes their place in the world, and during the game you get to visit the places mentioned and the stories will unravel further. I'm planning 3 different colors for each species, but currently there's only one available. Lastly, you need to give your character a name. Other people playing in the world will see this name and refer to you by it, so pick a good one. So this was a high-level overview of the current state of my game. In this video I have not explained how the game works behind the scenes, especially when it comes to making the game work online. I'm planning to cover these things in future videos. Let me know in the comments which part of the game you want to know more about or what you think about the game in general. If you want to follow my journey of making this game, please consider subscribing to this channel. I'm just starting out and I'm doing all the programming, art, game design, sound and music myself. So any kind of support means a lot to me. Or if all of this sounds super boring, then that's okay too. Thanks for sticking around to the end regardless. Anyway, talk to you in the next video. Bye!